Hey guys, John Loxley here, back with our probably last episode of Dungeon Siege 3. Man, so after the last episode, I'm recording this one just a little bit after that one. Like, I was having a little bit of difficulty talking, which I still do, but it's not super bad. And I have a freaking canker sore under my tongue. And the worst part is, it's probably because I've been eating, like, super spicy food all week. And lots of coffee and stuff.
Made it out alive, did you? Not bad. Since you did old Fitch a favour, let old Fitch do one for you. Got some good stuff here. I'll sell it cheap.
I'd consider his offer. You won't have another chance to buy weapons or gear before you face Jay.
There you go. I like it when they tell you this. They're like, yeah, this is your last chance. Can we talk to Fitch?
I've still got plenty of stuff here. It's all yours for the right price.
Well then. And, oh, there's Martin. He's tagging along with us. Alright, so, here we go. Prismic Band, Dragon Ring of Power, Black Ring of Curses, Soul Jar, Will Up Warding, Medallion of St. Ellis, Eye of Terror. These are all gold items. Okay. So let's take a look at this. Armor block is up, warding is up. Agility's up, stamina, attack, and armor is down, retribution. So this stuff I don't think will compare with the stuff we got in the DLC, but it'll still be good. Exarch's Plate Mail, ability down, stamina and will up, armor down, block down, momentum up. We'll buy it. Oh, really? Well. Okay, then. I have... Oh, wow, we can't really hold a lot then. In that case, I'm gonna sell... I'm just gonna sell all this stuff because... Oh, there goes Jack. Alright. Because, well, you know, it's not doing anything for me. So, okay, I don't like selling all this stuff, but I'm going to. End of Aznai, we'll hold on to that. Just don't look, just sell everything. Oh, okay, we'll sell, see, these are all kind of pricey, so we'll just sell this one, this one, this one. And, Vengeful Chimera, Robes of Resilience, there you go. Kessler family trousers, Goblin. Tough pants. Okay, that should be fine. Let's see. So, Grip of the Sec, stamina down, will down, armor down, block down, doom, upcast, weathering, burden of command, everything down except momentum. So this stuff is actually not as good as the DLC stuff. Thirst, greatsword. Nope. Salvation? No. Perpetual motion machine? No. Band of profound cogitation? Also no. Attack up, stamina down, agility up, armor up. I mean, that's okay. But stamina's huge. Emeritus robes, agility down, armor down, chaos down. Exchange it for will. I'm gonna say no. Warding up, no. Sorry, excuse me. I don't honestly like any of this stuff. It's not, maybe these, right? Because will and warding up will buy that. Stamina and will buy that one. And then we'll buy... Do I want this? Stamina's up, but armor is down. Agility is down, but will is up. Exchange. We'll try it. We'll see what it does. And that should be it. Block and warding, gaudy brooch, greenstone talisman is agility and stamina, will and warding. That's not even as good. Like, that's the problem. When you buy it, it doesn't tell you what you've got. It's just like, oh, this is, you know, plus 16 will, plus 12 warding. It's not like, oh, you're going to lose agility and stamina. So no. What about... No, wow. Okay. What about this? Agility, stamina, armor. Well, let's try. So we have 2,900 hit points. Oh, actually, yeah, attack DPS and ability DPS both go up. Hit points go up, and armor, we lose a lot of armor, but the hit points might make up for it. So I guess I'll go with this after all. And that's really the only good thing that we bought. You know? Okay then, let's return back here. We will save, not this one though, we'll save in a different one. And you know, we did sell a bunch of stuff. I don't know what happens when you continue over. I honestly, I don't remember if there's a new game plus or not.
So, one way or another, this is the end of our road. Shall we go?
Stay here, Martin. Someone needs to take charge of the Spire.
I thought you might say that. Meister Wolf doesn't lack for nerve, but the man's a bit mad. Seems wrong, though. We started this journey together. I would have liked to have been there at the end.
I think they both end with him staying here, but I'm gonna say I understand, because it's like, I get you, but if we don't make it, someone's gotta lead.
You're a good friend, Martin. Take care.
We'll expect all the automatons to be clean and well polished by the time we return.
Remember, out of all the survivors of the Legion, the Radiant Youth chose you. He appeared to no one else. I think he chose well, and I'd follow you down any road. Goodbye, my friend.
Influence gained, Lucas. But we're still not maxed out for him. Like, we're 2/3 of the way. It takes a lot of influence. Alright. Through the causeway. Saving. There you go. There's your autosave. Through the causeway to the Mornweald. Presumably to the chapter house. And there's rocks in the middle of that. I think did that used to be a save point? I don't remember. I assume everything else is blocked off. Stepping through this portal will transport you to the Rukenval. Beyond this point, you will not be able to return. So there was one path off from the main road, and that was probably to the DLC. If you have any unfinished quests in the Aranoid Desert, you will not be able to complete them. Do you wish to step through? Yes. So it's nice that it's given you that that warning.
Adonai be praised. You're here. You won't believe what's happened. It started just before you...
Right, so she can fly, presumably. We can't. So if we didn't take the causeways, we'd be screwed. Because you're talking like... To Stonebridge from the Spire, they said was like a week's march. I don't even know how long it is from Stonebridge to the Rukenval. Another week maybe, so you're talking a couple weeks.
Jane Cascinder is here, in this valley. She thinks she can speak to her mother's gods and call the Archons back to life.
Well, whatever she's done, you'd better look outside. Something terrible is happening. It's like the sky's been set afire. Come with me. I'll show you.
All right, show us. And of course, this place is on fire as well.
Legionnaire, it seems that you've arrived just in time for the end.
The end?
We're alive, aren't we? Don't be so quick to give up hope.
Hope? You think I should have hope? Look, the signs are all around us. Stars are dropping from the heavens and we are all going to die.
Yeah, that's no good.
You see? It is folly to think of hope.
So, interestingly enough, remember what Rajani said, the stars in the sky were, well, they were created for each of their sisters. So they're not Archons themselves, but they may be something else. Use your head, have faith, stop whining, or I've no time for this.
Are you quite finished? I can get you to safety in the causeway.
Causeway? But I thought only Legionnaires were allowed to...
Rules change when the sky is falling. That's probably in the bylaws, somewhere.
Excellent point. To the causeway, then.
New objective, open the causeway. Right. Oh, okay, we can't go that way. And the window burst open, which is weird, isn't it? We can't go that way, right? No. Oh, Lazar Basili, you're levitating. Oh no. Well, alright. That's fine. Whatever. His character model got messed up.
I've always wanted to do this. To travel by causeway like the Legionnaires of old.
I'm happy for you. It would be a shame to get this close only to die under a pile of rock.
I'm gonna say be careful.
It's easy to get disoriented in there. Don't wander far from the gate. I'll come and find you when this is all over.
Oh dear.
Here, take this key. You'll need it to unlock the door downstairs. Until our paths cross again. Hopefully sooner than later, hey?
Oh, well, there you go. Lazar was still floating. New objective, exit the chapter house. All right, let's do that then. The lighting is good. Yeah, Jane is right. One way only. Jane's really messing everything up.
We've made a good team, you and I. Wanted to make sure I told you that, in case we don't exactly survive this.
Understood. Influence gained, Lucas. There you go. Kind of reminds me of EDF Insect Armageddon. One of your teammates is like, I just gotta tell you in case we don't survive, you guys suck. I really mean that. It's just funny. All right, let's roll. Let's go this way. Oh, well, that's no good. There you go. Archons.
One more time.
And... okay. Why is it not... there we go. Yeah, it doesn't quite matter because our experience is full. Was that? Oh yeah, there's a big hole over there now. Ow. There we go. Get some treasure there. Lots of treasure. Okay, I'm glad we sold a bunch of stuff. It's probably not... Wait, where are we going the right way? Yes. It's probably not as good as, you know, whatever we have, though. Oh, there. Took a little damage. Not bad. And still, they're giving us tons of equipment. So, those stars are Archons, or at least the ones that are falling are. Are they toast? Yep. Chitin of Rage. Which way? This way.
That thing is ugly.
So remember earlier we fought the Deva statue? Well, this is a real Deva. Sort of. Okay, not too bad though. Alright, let's punch some rocks and trees. Who is this?
Jane Cascinder is close. She found her way to the tree at the center of the forest, and she's waiting for you there. I came to warn you. She is not alone.
What do you mean? Ignore the texts.
So Jane did what she promised? She called the other Archons back to life?
Yes, the Devas too. And something else. Something far worse. It hasn't taken shape. Not yet.
So those four-armed demons have a name.
No one has seen a Deva since the dawn of the world. They serve the Creator Gods, just as the Archons did. If Archons were couriers and envoys, then Devas were soldiers, the wrathful hand of their gods. Even then, they were said to be terrible, but not as monstrous as you see them now.
What's happened to the Archons? Why do they look so strange?
The power at the heart of this forest has been twisted and ruined. It can only give birth to monsters now. That is Jane's fault, though she doesn't understand what she's done wrong.
The twisted ones never do, right? It's like, if I could rant or whatever for a little second, it's always like earlier I was talking about how some of the people I work with are snakes. I was gonna talk about like SJWs and that sort of thing, but maybe this is a little bit more. It's all the same. No one thinks they're wrong. The majority of people, you know, if you've ever tried to discuss something with people, no one wants to admit they're wrong. And it's really interesting to watch people do mental gymnastics in order to justify a position that deep down they have to know is incorrect. But it's just like, you know, Jane doesn't understand what she's done wrong. It's just like the snakes that I work with. Even though they will backstab and gossip and just, they're just terrible people on the inside. They seem like they're good, you know, on the surface, but when you know, the mask slips or whatever, and they think they're good people, you know? Like they it's never their fault that people don't like them. It's never their fault this and this and that. It's always other people's fault. And that's, you know, it's the same thing with Jane.
Jane called something else back to life? Do you know what it is?
Nothing I have seen before. But anything is possible here. This forest grew from a seed of the first creation. It's alive with the power of the old creator gods. Jane has tapped that power. She has used it wrongly, yes. But it's still the same power that gave birth to the world. Limited only by her mortal mind. But it won't matter. If you strike now, you can still defeat her.
Looking forward to it. We have no choice. Any helpful advice?
Is there anything else you can tell us? If what you say is true, we'll need every advantage we can get.
The danger won't come from Jane Cassander. You have nothing to fear from her. The presence that is taking shape, that is the real threat. Destroy it, and the power in this forest will be broken. Jane's Archons and Davis will return to dust. That's all I know for certain, but I'll be with you again, before the end.
Before the end? What do you mean? Right, so they talked about...
The whole forest is breaking apart. We don't have much time.
Right. They talked about if we kill the power that's forming, the power itself will be gone. So... that's kind of, you know... It's like what we have to destroy is the seed of creation itself, almost. But it's, I mean, it's not. Empowered ability unlocked, perpetual momentum. Right on. Oh, that's not what I wanted to target, but okay. Oh, we are slow. Man, it's... See, these things take a lot of damage. But not a lot we can do about that. Oh, okay, they're toast. I assume the perpetual momentum was what we're using to restore our focus. Oh, ouch. Can I... Oh, no. Yeah, okay, that works. I think, is Lucas getting healed as well? No? Alright, well, whatever. Man, all these shields we're picking up. Oh, hey, he's got a... Yeah, his little wings are... yellow-green. Alright. So, yeah, basically it's just you... Oh, okay, that hurt. Oh, I'm losing focus. Wait, why did it cast it there? That doesn't make any sense. Alright. Yeah, Lucas is doing awesome as well. And see, that's, yeah. Like I wanted to go for this one and it went for that one instead. I don't understand. Punch everything. Yeah, the mirror enemy or mirror image or whatever is awesome. Right, and nothing down here except if you need experience, then, you know, this is a way to get it. I think the first time I played this, I was not yet at the max level. Of course, now I am. Right. Davas. Hi. Alright, camera. There we go. Where's my next enemy?
You know, we might actually survive this.
You just say that because you don't know what the final boss looks like. Or is. And of course he says it right before we get to the final, you know, area. We're like floating above a void now. This is the power of creation, remember? Like the land itself, the fabric of creation itself is coming apart. Well, oh, before we do this though, let's see, because we got a bunch of stuff. Let's make sure warding or will, no. No. Let's make sure none of them. Agility down, but you get stamina, attack, armor, and warding instead. I'm still gonna say no. Oh, there's more? Okay. Chitin of Rage, stamina and attack up, armor, agility down. Nah. Reinforced clogs, no. What about armor for block? No way. Agility and retribution, no. Okay, what about you? Tower Shield Resilience, Sacred, Steadfast. I'm not even looking at the white ones. The Embrace of Quickness. You lose will, but you get agility, stamina, armor, and block. No way, this is better. Oh, because of the will. That makes sense. Alright, anyway. Moving on. Find Jane. There she is. And that looks...
What happened to this grove? What has that madwoman done?
What have you look what you've made me do. It's all your fault. This world is twisted now because of you.
So you followed me here. You are stubborn. And I admire you for that. But you should never have come. I have restored the Archons to life. Just as I promised.
Your Archons are monsters for what purpose, or they can't help you.
You call them Archons? Their fire is cold and dark. Nothing like the other Archons I've met.
No, they are not as they were. But they are bound to me. And they will follow my word. The Archons are not all that has returned. The power of creation still lives in this grove. And anything can be born anew. Even the creator gods themselves.
Is she mad? She can't mean...
Yep, she resurrected... She used the seed of creation to grow a god. And not just a god, an actual creator god. But remember, her power is twisted. Corrupted creator. Now it's not, ooh, ouch. It's not fully formed yet. So, it is very powerful. So, there you go. But you can still hit it, which is nice. Just blow off one of its. And I'm dead, just like that. Thanks, Lucas. Yep, get out of the way. It will hurt you very badly. Yeah, it's not happy. So that goo is bad. The goo is bad. Okay, this is painful. So we're gonna try and heal, grab, and yeah, dodge the laser beam as best you can. Need more power. Thanks. Yeah, just... Okay, couldn't we get rid of the message, please? Oh. Right, so it kind of sucks in stuff and then spits it out. We are going to... Yeah. Okay. There we go. That's something. It's annoying that it won't let me target it directly, though. And also, look how much damage we did. There you go. Oh, it's calling Dakenware, eh? Well, let's see if we can do this. There we go. Okay. It is chasing me with its laser again. That's not good. That seems bad. Alright, move and dodge and stuff. Alright. Remember to dodge. I like your style, Lucas. There we go. So that wasn't so bad. On hard, it's a lot more intense. It's about the same, but yeah.
They are gone. The voices of my mother's gods. I cannot hear them anymore. Not even a whisper.
They are lost. You will not see them or hear them ever again.
You lie, child. Or whatever you truly are behind that innocent face.
No, Jane Cassinder. I speak the truth. What remained of your mother's gods has been destroyed, and the power of creation has fled this grove. It will never return.
You told me that this forest grew from the seed of the first creation. Is it dead then?
That cannot be. My mother searched for thousands of years, and this was the only remnant of her gods that she ever found.
The power in this forest might have been used to restore the old gods and all their servants to life. Not the twisted half-life that you gave them, Jane Cassinder. A true rebirth, as they were at the dawn of the world. But you called upon that power to destroy, not to create. You twisted the power of creation to your own ends. until all that was left was an empty shell, rotted from within. And now, it is gone.
Good job. You killed... well... God. God is dead and we did it with our own hands. Right? That was the thing about Nietzsche. Like, I need to reread that. But his quote about God is dead is not... people think it's like an atheist thing. It's not. It's like... it's... look at us, right? It's... look at how terrible we've become. God is dead because we killed him with our own hands. Like, that's the thing, is we're so terrible that we've destroyed the goodness in the world.
The forest was already corrupted, even before Jane tried to call the Archons back to life.
The first time Jane called on the power of the old gods, it was to murder Hugh Montbarron 30 years ago. She knew she was misusing that power, but she was too full of anger, and she didn't care. After that, the Mournweald grew rotten and sick. All its potential for good was lost.
So she came back and made the same mistake a second time.
Yes, driven by anger again. So the Archons that she called back to life were nothing but monsters. It was the same for the Creator God. The creature that you fought was shaped by Jane's fury and guilt.
Guilt?
Yes, Jane Cassander. You can hide your remorse from yourself, but you cannot hide it from me.
And the Archons I fought in the forest? The ones that Jane restored to life?
Dead, wilted like blossoms, and scattered to the wind. When you slew the reborn god, all Jane's creations were undone. In time, the forest will recover. But it will be ordinary, no longer the Mournweald, with the power of creation at its heart.
Think about that. Her mother searched for thousands of years, found a single piece of creation, probably the last one, to be honest. The last fragment of God and all the gods and all the creation itself. And Jane destroyed it.
Why did this power respond to Jane and no one else?
Jane's mother was first sister. When she died, her fire passed to Jane. The first sister stood at the right hand of her gods. Only pale shadows of their minds persisted in this grove. But they remembered her. That is why Jane saw her gods in visions and dreams, just as her mother did before her. And that is why Jane could unlock the power that was buried here.
We have a decision to make. What to do with Jane.
Remember what she did. Not only to my father, but to all the rest of the Legion too. It was her crime that started this.
I expect no mercy from the Legion. Do as you like.
So we have choices. Spare or kill Jane. Now I believe there's actually 4 endings. Killing is just one, and then I think there's 3 others depending on what you've done previously, and if you spare her.
Before I pass judgment on you, I want to know why you acted as you did. Honestly, and in your own words.
Why did I slaughter so many Legionnaires who had no part in killing my father, the king? I was young, full of anger. My father was dead by the Legion's hand. So I raised an army. I swore to avenge him myself, if I had to carve my way through every chapter house in Ebb. If the other Legionnaires had handed over Montbarron, I would never have hunted them down. But they were so stubborn. so loyal to their chief. That was wrong of me. I should not have punished the whole Legion for Montbaron's sin.
You're sorry for killing the Legionnaires, but not for killing Montbaron.
No. I would kill him again. He murdered my father. And I don't care what his reasons were. You asked for honesty. There you have it.
I have no problem with that. It's funny, like you see, like if you've, I don't know, you go to court or whatever, and they're like, they want you to, just what I've seen, I've never actually been myself or whatever, but you know, if you do something and they're like, would you do it again, and they want you to say no, I want honesty. I don't want people to, you know, blow smoke up my ass. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, Jack.
The Mournweald was sacred to your people, and especially to your mother. Why would you confront the Legion here?
Montbaron lured me to this place. Somehow, he knew what I was. And he knew that this forest was sacred to me. He believed that I would never dare to strike him down. Not in the presence of my mother's gods.
Yeah, that's, kind of ballsy. Like, I would not, I mean, he's guilty of treason. You know what I mean?
He was wrong. You used the power of the Mournweald against him.
Montbaron was so arrogant. So sure that he'd outmaneuvered me. That smug look on his face, with no hint of remorse for what he'd done. That was what doomed him, most of all. I will never understand why the Forest allowed him to enter, when so many others were kept out.
He needed refuge, or it was testing you. Probably this one, which is what I'm going to say.
Unless your gods meant to test you. Perhaps they wanted to know if your devotion to them was stronger than your rage.
I never thought of that. If that is true, then I failed them.
Here, let me just rub some salt into your wounds right there, right?
You've told me why you destroyed the Legion, but why fight a war with the Queen?
I will answer your question with one of my own. Do you believe that Rosalind would make a stronger queen than me? My father was a king, my mother a chief among her people and chosen of her gods. I have made mistakes, yes, but I know how to lead. And Rosalind, she has the heart of a lamb. Would you trust the rebuilding of this kingdom to a sheltered little girl?
Jane is right as far as knowing how to lead. But we have choices. She's the rightful heir, which she is not, actually. Jane is. I mean, but after Jane, then yes. We'll guide her, which is, you know... Or you underestimate her, which I think is the most accurate one. She's compassionate, but she's not afraid to do what needs to be done.
Rosalind is stronger than you think, and stubborn as well.
Stubborn? Yes. I suppose she must be, to stand against me for so long. But she is still young and untested. You may think that she is strong, but she has never ruled in her own right. Now you expect her to rebuild a kingdom, with only a few scattered legionnaires to help her. I warn you, that will be an even greater challenge than defeating me.
It's true, it's always easier to destroy than to build.
I have no more questions. I've made my decision.
And I am ready for your judgment, though I know what it will be.
Do you? So remember the tenets of the Legion. Reconciliation with one's enemies. Right? Plus we made promises. We promised the Queen we'd spare her, assuming she is willing to be spared. And we promised, Rajani.
No, you won't die today. I promised Rosalind that I'd spare your life.
Little Queen Mouse, I owe my life to that cringing girl. That is a fine irony. Am I to be your prisoner, then? Paraded through the streets in a gilded cage?
So this is... I don't know why the camera's moving around all of a sudden. Maybe it got bored. So this is where... maybe there's more. Maybe there's 5 or 6 endings. Obviously, if you kill Jane, then you get that. But each of these is a different ending. Where are you going, Jack? Do you have to... Okay, well... I always say help us rebuild, because that's what's supposed to happen per the Legion. But I have watched the other endings. They're on YouTube somewhere, I think. Why do you have to be so weird, Jack, baby? Why are you so weird? Just don't... Do you want to get in my lap, you silly cat? He's sitting, like, right... almost on the mouse. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Or do you just want to sit right next to the mouse? Children.
Atone for all the suffering you've caused. Help us to rebuild the kingdom.
You are not the Legion I remember. They were arrogant, and they would never have proposed such a thing. Very well. You have my promise. I will use what influence I have to help you heal this country. Let the war between us end.
By those words, Jane Cassinder, you are bound to the Legion now.
It's over then.
For now, you deserve a rest. But it may be short-lived.
Our war isn't finished, or we'll rebuild the Legion. Both are correct, right? Because just because Jane gave up doesn't mean the rest of the people will agree, right? And then, of course, we have to rebuild the Legion, because there's just a few of us. Less than 10.
We need to build our strength and train more Legionnaires.
You will find many willing to join the Legion now. Even a few who might surprise you. And you will need them soon. The country is still divided, and the Legion has many old enemies who yet live. But you've shown yourself to be fair, as well as strong. Whatever happens, the people of Ebb will stand behind you.
Time to leave, I think. Odo and Martin must be waiting for news.
We part ways then. I will be watching, and one day, I will see you again.
That's right, Jack.
You bid farewell to the Radiant Youth, and he sent you back to our chapter house in Stonebridge, where I awaited your return. In the weeks that followed, news spread of Jane Cassinder's defeat. Her army scattered, giving us time to rest and regroup. Martin Guiscard returned safely from the Spire, along with Meister Wolf and the Automaton army. Only a few weeks later, elections were held in Stonebridge. Meister Wolf, who had been so public in his support of the Legion, almost won the office of mayor. But he was defeated in the end. Many people had wanted the dapper old gent to hang. They resented the fact that the Legion had spared his life, and they blamed poor Wolf.
That's too bad.
After the humiliating events in the Foundry, Meister Castle was forced to resign as Guildmaster of Ironmongers. The Cyclopses negotiated a new contract for higher wages, and with the help of Meister Fiddlewick, formed a new workers' union. For the first time in 100 years, they were permitted to leave the Foundry and spend their newfound wealth in the markets and taverns of Stonebridge. Cyclopses are becoming an increasingly common sight in Stonebridge, and many believe that they will eventually take their place as equal citizens of the town. Archambault du Payen, formerly known as the Dapper Old Gent, proved a valuable addition to the Legion. His knowledge of Legion magic allowed us to retake control of the Sentinels that had long guarded our chapter houses and estates. But the people of Stonebridge still bore him a grudge, so we were forced to send the Gent north for his own safety. There, he took possession of Gunderic Manor and all the magic that lay within. In time, the manor will again become a training ground for a new generation of Legion mages. With the reopening of the Heroes Crypt, pilgrims returned to the Rukenval, and merchants followed. The following winter was harsh, just as Lazar Basili feared. But thanks to the trade from the south, the people of Ravensrill stayed warm and fed. When spring came, many more pilgrims arrived, and the town of Ravensrill grew wealthy again. Lazar and his people built a new stone wall around the town, and reclaimed their abandoned houses and farmsteads from the forest. It is a happy change of fortune for a long-suffering town. Queen Rosalind abandoned Glitterdelve, embarking on a tour of all the cities and towns of the West, meeting as many of her subjects as she could. The Queen showed all the energy of youth, and I think she fully expects to reunite the country in a matter of months, not years. Reality may not be so kind, as Lord Devonsey has tried to make her understand. In truth, the future of this country depends more upon what we decide. If she doesn't have the Legion behind her, the Queen is only a single voice, well-meaning though she might be. As for Devonsey himself, I think the man was impressed by your decision to spare Jane Cassander, as the Queen had asked. When he last visited Stonebridge, he spent a great deal of time in our chapter house. I believe he might actually be willing to rejoin our ranks, if we choose to accept him. Rajani and her sisters returned to Stonebridge, quietly and carefully disguised. Jane Cassander's defeat affected them deeply, though not in the way I expected. Their devotion to Jane was replaced by a deep admiration for your companion, Anjali. I think they saw in Anjali the leader they should have followed all along, and they have lately expressed a desire to join our ranks. I maintain my suspicion of any Archon who once followed Jane, but I believe that redemption is not impossible, even for them. Jane Cassander was as good as her word, though I had my doubts at first. She returned to the cities and towns of the East and urged the people to end their war with the Legion and the Crown. Jane's repentance was heartfelt, and many were swayed by her words. But others have not been so compliant. The Church Synod in Bisselberg, who once called Jane a saint, have declared her apostate and threatened her life. Though Jane refuses bodyguards of any kind, Queen Rosalind fears for her life. And if anything befalls her, our gains in the East may yet be lost. As for the Legion, the rest of our story is yet to be told. We have a nation to reforge, a fellowship to rebuild, and old enemies who would see us destroyed. And we have questions to decide. Who will assume true power in Ebb if the nation is restored? And who will take the mantle of Grand Master? But these matters I leave for another chronicle, and another time. Whatever happens, know that you will not face the future alone. The Legion will stand by you, always.
See, that's nice. You know? It's a good ending, it wraps everything up. You get, multiple, multiple things. It tells you about all the little things, all your little quests. And each thing has an outcome. If you let Stonebridge have the Dapper Old Gent, then Meister Wolf gets elected, Dapper Old Gent hangs, if you let, Jack's rubbing against the microphone again. If you let, what's her name? Blaskanzi witches have, Gundrick Manor, then they use it as like a home, and they start what is it? Local men start visiting. Like, it's implied that it's a brothel, but I don't. It's implied it may be a brothel. I don't. You know what? I don't know. It could be a brothel. It might not be. Who knows? But the women kind of use it as a, because you know they don't necessarily marry. They just find men to give them children with. So, you know, it's implied that the men that visit there are, you know, they encourage that because they want to find the best men to give them children. So it's right, Jack. Oh, you're so adorable. Oh, you're laying down. Oh, that's good. You're crazy. You're crazy. But anyway, that's it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna let the credits play out. I don't think there's anything after the credits. I think it just goes back to the main menu. But who knows? We'll see momentarily. I really hope you've enjoyed, you know, these episodes. You know, so far, I like the little concept art they're showing. That's pretty neat. But you know, as far as my channel has gone today, this is not the most popular. It's about it's about as popular as Orwell, which I think is interesting. You know, people generally speaking aren't watching this, which is kind of a shame, honestly, because I like it a lot. It is very simple. Don't get me wrong. The combat system is very dumbed down, you know? Which is, I think, a reason people disliked it a lot after having played the first and second ones. By the way, I do recommend watching that Gamers or a GV, where you replace the A with a V, the Rise and Fall of Dungeon Siege. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting to see how originally these guys are like, oh, we want to make something like Diablo, but we want to make something that solves these problems, and you know, kind of how they what is it, how some of the problems that they solved led to other innovations in other games, you know. So that's pretty interesting. I don't think we saw that enemy, actually. What is that? It's like some kind of spider, giant spider centaur thing. But this is all just concept art that they're showing, so it doesn't all have to be in the game. You know, and then it didn't, for whatever reason, it didn't do so well. Like the combat was really good, but you know, then people complained about the story, and so in 3. What was it? So they did the first 2, and in the second one, they basically tried to fix the problems that they had with the first. And, you know, they did okay. And then, they got bought out by Obsidian, I think. And then Obsidian got bought by Square Enix or something. I don't know, but basically they got bought, and then they're like, oh, we need something for the console. And so then it, you know, Dungeon Siege was kind of like a niche thing. Like, it wasn't very popular, but those people that liked it a lot, so it was kind of diehard fans. And then Square basically needed it for the console, and so it had to get dumbed down, and it wasn't even the same group that developed it, that developed the third one. You know, and they focused on the story, but they lost the combat. So, you know, and I think it still didn't do so well, unfortunately, which is sad because it's fun. But yeah, I mean, granted, apparently in the first 2, you had more than 2 people. You had like a full party of like 6. Kind of like like a cross between, you know, Baldur's Gate and Diablo. Why are you chewing on that, you cat? I was gonna say weirdo again, but I've been saying weirdo a lot, so. and then apparently there was a movie, which when they got bought by Square Enix, I guess Square Enix like sold the rights to what's his name, Uwe Boll, which I knew he made, video game movies, but I don't know why they're always. What are you doing, Jack? Do not chew on those cables. I had to smack him right there. Because he stuck his head behind the speaker, and I saw him make chewing stuff on, like, the freaking speaker cables, man. I'm gonna squish you. I'm gonna pick you up and I'm gonna hug you, and you will not be able to escape, Jack. That's your punishment. And apparently, like, the Dungeon Siege movie had Jason Statham and a couple other, like, famous people in it, but that's probably what they spent all the money on, is the mainline actors and not on the script and stuff. Like they're walking through the woods. Just the scene that I saw in this, Rise and Fall, because I haven't watched the movie. I don't want to watch it, but it's they're walking through the woods, and it looks like something that the Half in the Bag guys would cover, like one of those like super low budget movies. So that's kind of interesting, But that's, who knows? I have no idea. But I don't know. My ultimate point is Dungeon Siege 3, at least this game, I had fun. I know it's not traditional Dungeon Siege, but I still enjoyed it. It was still fun. Far better with the controller. Mouse and keyboard's a little weird. And here's all the personal thanks. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on this journey with me. If you did make it all the way and you haven't played this game, I recommend it. It's wait for it to go on sale first. I don't, for whatever reason, all the even though things are digital and 10 or 20 years old, they'll still want like full price for them. So wait for it to go on sale for like $5 or something. And then you can get it, But it's a lot of fun, and especially if you have like 3 friends. The only downside, and that's probably one of the issues that, for whatever reason, is when you play multiplayer, you cannot, like, if you have a character on your game and you join my game, whatever character you choose will be the one that I have in the game. Like, you can't bring your own character, and then any experience or items or anything like that you get during the game stays with my character. So why do you have to lay onto the mouse, Jack? These kitties are weird, man. Like, I try and get them into my lap, and they don't want to get in my lap. They want to sit on the mouse. But yeah, so that's an issue. But my brother, when he visited and we played this, it didn't really matter. I just joined, because we played through the whole thing from start to finish, and we just I was like, this is my character, so that's fine if you want to do it that way. That works perfectly well. But with strangers and stuff, probably not so much. So I don't know, but it's still fun. It is annoying that some of the achievements are multiplayer based. Like, I really, really hate that, because it means you can't get them all. You need other people, and I mean, this is on PC, so you'll always, well, that doesn't actually matter, because sometimes like the Transformers games, they have their own servers that they connect to. So as soon as those are down, boom, that's it. You know, you can't get friends together. But yeah, there are achievements, and there's achievements for like the dumbest shit too. Like every character, like have 4 players playing the game, and each character has to say a different thing, and that'll give you the achievement. And then each character in a 4-person game needs to all say the same thing. I think that's one. And then you all have to agree on dialogue choices like 20 times. And then you always have to disagree on dialogue choices 20 times. It's weird. It's weird. Wow, these credits are still going. Thankfully I can talk, even though it's probably the least interesting thing about it. Oh good. Co-COOs and CEO. Special thanks to these people. Translation, voice recording, Keywords International Limited. Testing manager. Yay. So is this for like other countries? Yep. Well, I mean, you know, there's a lot of people that skip the credits. I don't like to. I don't really care about the credits so much unless it's interesting and they put up like concept art and stuff like they're doing here. A lot of the time, especially when the ending is really good, I like just kind of letting the credits go because you can kind of decompress and kind of reflect upon your experiences and like, wow, that was a really great ending and stuff like that. This one, to be fair, if this was your first time playing through, I would feel like that would be a worthy ending to just kind of relax with the credits. This is my 4th or 5th time playing the game, so I'm not, I still felt, you know, a little bit of emotion during some of that stuff, but during the credits I'm not like, oh, I need to breathe. But, you know, you may as well give the credit to the people that worked on the game. You know what I mean? So may as well let the credits play. Plus, there's always the possibility that maybe you skip a scene after the credits. Like, I think it was Dead Space 2 that me and one of the guys that I worked with at the time, I was like, man, what did you think about that after credits scene? He's like, what after credits scene? I'm like, you didn't watch it? So there you go, that's the end. Again, thank you guys so much for your time and attention. I really do appreciate it. I really hope you guys enjoyed these episodes whenever you're watching it. You know, 5 years from now, tomorrow, whatever. What is your guys' unique positive moment for today? For me, it's actually... Man, I had one. I had one and I forgot it. But I'm gonna go with this. The end of the game. We finished the game. I think it was a pretty good playthrough. And I'm glad I did this one because I think there are a lot of parallels that are interesting that they talk about with the game that you can look at and see similar situations going on today. You know, and it's not like, oh, remember that time that this one very specific thing happened? It's a little bit more general than that. So regardless of what time it is, you can probably apply some of the thoughts about conflict and reconciliation and, you know, the tenets of the Legion and stuff, apply them to, you know, the different groups that we have today. But that's my unique positive moment. I'm happy to finish this playthrough, and I think it went well. But I still have a lot to learn, you know? I'm not perfect. I'm going to keep improving. At least that's my plan. But, like I said, that's my unique positive moment. Hopefully your guys is just as good, if not better. Hopefully better, of course. And I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks for coming on this journey with me, by the way, as well. So until next time, guys, take care.